Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Shotgun Wedding from director Jason Moore, coming to Amazon Prime, as this film was supposed to come out in theaters sometime during the pandemic and then got bought up by Amazon, thrown out in January. And is this action rom-com worth the time? We have The Lost City, and now we have this one coming out this year as we focus on this couple having a extravagant wedding in the Philippines, played by Jennifer Lopez and Josh Duhamel. And he really wanted this big wedding. She really did not. Tensions are flying. They each don't really get along with their potential in-laws. And of course, Lopez's dad, played by Cheech Marin, invites her ex, played by Lenny Kravitz. Like, Josh Duhamel is a traditionally attractive man, and then you have Lenny Kravitz, and it's just like, well, of course he's going to feel jealous. And you have the likes of Cheech Marin and Sonia Braga, who play her parents, and Jennifer Coolidge, who's here, who is just about as Jennifer Coolidge as you can get in this particular movie, and her husband Steve Coulter. Everybody, and you have like Darcy Carden and Callie Hernandez. So there's a pretty impressive cast here, and I have to say, this one has some ridiculous over-the-top like action sequences that you do not expect from a movie like this. And I could give it credit and appreciate how crazy it goes at times. I'm just like, okay, at least it's really going there and trying to be something crazy and over the top. I think the biggest thing is, I think Jennifer Lopez and Josh Duhamel are really charismatic performers and have great chemistry together. I especially enjoyed Jennifer Lopez in this. I think she was having a blast, and so was I. And, you know, probably the person with the most fun who making this movie was probably Jennifer Coolidge. She definitely has some moments. But basically, most of the characters, though, are, you know, some form of stereotype, some form of, like, stock character that you throw in here. Because basically what happens is their wedding is invaded by pirates. Why is this all happening? There's more to that than meets the eye. I do think that this movie surprisingly does a good job of, like, dropping hints throughout, but it's so obvious who's behind this kind of stuff that you're just like, okay, that's not a shocker at all. And besides the plot being pretty predictable and it having, I know, a good message about, like, marriage is never going to be perfect and you're always making the best of it, but it's like, if you really love each other, you're going to put in the work. And I could appreciate that message. I could appreciate the cast. I could appreciate how far this movie tries to go with how absurd that it is. In the end, I still think it's a pretty by-the-numbers rom-com action film. And, you know, it's predictable. Not all the humor hits. And sometimes it's just plain silly. But I had a decent enough time with this one that I think people will hop on Amazon and have a good time. Like, this is a fun date night movie. This is a fun kind of watch with your family. It has some tonal issues, I have to say, and it gets pretty bloody. So, just to warn you. And shocking amount of death in this movie, which I did not expect. But in the end, I think this is a bit of a hot mess of a little rom-com action flick with enough enjoyment out of it that I think it's worth watching, having a good time, especially when you're not watching it alone. But those are my thoughts on Shotgun Wedding. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.